8 gamers, lured by the promise of a $100,000 prize, arrive at a fancy building for a new game called the Call-Up. After signing in, they're instructed to don motion capture suits. Adam is teased for his size, Carl reveals a nasty burn scar, and Andre, a former soldier, shares his background. Once suited, they step onto a scanner, state their usernames, and receive advanced VR gear that attaches to their spines for full immersion. Zahid, a Bosnian Muslim, chose the ironic nickname Terrorist and is horrified to see it displayed on his suit. He tries to leave, but the door is locked and no one responds to his pleas. The others convince him to stay, and the training module begins. The room transforms into a hyper-realistic, post-apocalyptic world. Their suits morph into military uniforms, and their tattoos disappear. A sergeant appears, treating them like new privates. They learn he's an NPC when their hands pass through him. In the next room, they receive prop weapons with realistic recoil. The sergeant demonstrates the game's mechanics by shooting 2 players, causing them to lose their vests. He explains that getting hit once means losing protection, and further hits require a special serum injection, which they only get once. Their mission? Clear the building of terrorists and reach the ground floor alive for the cash prize. The sergeant vanishes, and Andre, with his military experience, takes the lead. He offers stealth tips. An enemy appears in the corridor, opening fire. Most hide, but Andre swiftly kills the terrorist, earning all the points for completing level 25. They confirm it's an NPC. Descending the stairs, they discover a mechanism that electrocutes them if they try to leave prematurely. On level 24, they find more advanced weapons, and Andre teaches them how to use them. Marco confidently takes out the first enemy. Most players gain confidence, running around and using random objects for cover. Adam, however, wastes all his bullets. Andre steps in to kill the terrorist but gets hit, losing his vest. Meanwhile, Taylor suffers a panic attack. She reveals she's playing in a friend's place and can't handle the game's realism. Shelley tries to comfort her, reminding her it's just a game, but she too struggles to shoot. Carl saves them by killing the approaching terrorist, but is shot and loses his vest. Carl tries to surrender but is shot again. Shelley rushes out and kills the enemy. Both Carl and Shelley open their helmets. Carl feels unbearable pain in real life. Back in the game, Andre uses his serum to heal Carl. Traumatized, Carl opens his helmet again to vomit, asserting this can't be a game. The entire group takes a break, opening their helmets. Carl explains he felt real shocks and believes it's a reality TV show. Zahid panics, unable to remove his suit. Marco suggests it's a test, then proposes it's a military experiment, and Andre is an inside man. An argument erupts and Andre retreats to the bathroom. Unbeknownst to them, the game is still active, and the killed terrorists revive. One corners Andre in the bathroom. He barely closes his helmet before being shot down. Having used his serum on Carl, he can't heal himself. The others hear the commotion and close their helmets just as Edward is shot down. The group hides. Taylor tries the stairs but is blocked. Terrorists open fire. Edward heals himself with a serum while Andre drags his bleeding body through corridors. Adam throws a grenade, killing the remaining enemies and ending the level, earning him the high score. The gunshots cease and they hear Andre calling for help. Andre opens his helmet, hears a timer, and is electrocuted, convulsing for minutes. By the time they find him, Andre is dead. Shelley attempts CPR in vain. The voice announces they can proceed, but the group refuses. They notice blood on the ground, realizing the helmet killed Andre. They try to remove their helmets, but they're stuck. Zahid panics and grabs a fire extinguisher, asking for a test. Carl volunteers and hits Zahid's helmet a few times, but it remains fixed. The sergeant then calls them back into the game, walking through Carl and kicking Zahid for breaking the rules. Warned about punishments, the group has no choice but to continue. They clear several levels, learning new weapons and mechanics on each floor. In a room with a gas leak, they must use knives for hand-to-hand combat. The face-to-face killing worsens Taylor's anxiety, and Shelley promises to get her out. As they descend, most lose their vests. During a severe gunfight, Carl and Adam are shot down, and Shelley and Marco use their serums to help them. Hours later, the group takes a break and realizes it's nighttime in real life. Fed up, they start hitting the windows with various objects. Zahid manages to crack the glass with a cart. The sergeant reappears, beating Zahid with much more force than before. Zahid tries to escape via the stairs, but the sergeant kicks him, causing a fall that breaks Zahid's leg. Before leaving, the sergeant warns that the next person who tries to escape will be killed. The team rescues Zahid, noticing the wound is real and not in the game, so the serum is useless. The computer voice reminds them to move. Zahid asks them to hide him and leave him. They place him behind furniture. Minutes after they leave, Zahid dies of blood loss. On the next level, Marco argues with the others about new weapons. A hidden enemy shoots him in the rear. While the team fires back, Taylor hides in a bathroom stall. After a heavy gunfire, a grenade ends the fight. Shelley helps Marco with a serum. The team realizes Taylor is missing and searches for her. A terrorist appears in the bathroom checking stalls. Shelley hears him and bursts out, stabbing him first. The level ends, and Edward gets the high score, moving into first place. During a break, the team discusses their lives, realizing none have family, meaning they were chosen because no one would look for them, allowing the company to avoid consequences for their deaths. The group moves to the next level and finds the sergeant beating a hostage. He explains a bomb in the basement will blow up the building unless they disarm it. The code is with the hostage. Edward, without hesitation, electrocutes the hostage, who is connected to voltage transmitters. After pleading, the terrorist gives a word, which Adam enters. This activates the bomb, leaving only 30 minutes to manually override it. The sergeant leaves, and the hostage laughs. Taylor kills him. A furious Marco blames Adam, trying to punch him, but hurting his hand on the helmet. He opens his helmet to punch Adam's face. Taylor tries to intervene and is hit. The sergeant's voice yells that he's holding the elevator door. The team rushes in and the elevator descends abruptly. The doors don't fully open, so Marco pulls them apart. However, when Adam tries to leave, Marco blocks him as punishment, trapping them both inside. The elevator takes them to the third floor and closes. They see a crashed helicopter outside before advancing. Marco forces Adam to go first. Adam kills a terrorist, but runs out of ammo. Marco pushes Adam forward, using him as a shield. Marco runs and hides, while Adam is shot down and dies within seconds. With only 15 minutes left, Marco has a breakdown but moves when the voice announces the level is finished. Meanwhile, on the fourth floor, the rest of the team finds weapons and searches the area. A terrorist throws a smoke grenade, causing Carl to panic. Shelley rushes to him. Carl explains he lost his girlfriend in a fire that caused his scar and blames himself. Smoke is a trigger. Shelley calms him, convincing him to continue. The team navigates more levels, reaching floor 1 with almost no ammo. While the others fight, Taylor finds serum. Marco appears behind her and demands the injection. Taylor refuses, and Marco shoots her dead. Carl, looking for Taylor, finds her body. Freaking out, he sees she's written Marco's username in her blood. A furious Carl opens his helmet and attacks Marco in real life, kicking him before attempting to choke him. Marco pushes Carl against a wall, hitting him until they separate. Carl retaliates with a fire extinguisher, but Marco kicks him off. As Marco prepares to shoot Carl, the sergeant appears, beating Marco. After a few punches, the sergeant strangles Marco to death. The 3 remaining players find the bodies and continue, with only 7 minutes left. In the basement, the voice announces the final level. They grab new weapons and search, killing terrorists. They try to move toward the bomb, but enemies keep coming. Carl throws a grenade, ending the fight. A surprised terrorist in a van quickly shoots Carl. Shelley and Edward run to hide. Carl searches for his serum. Shelley hears only 2 minutes are left and tries to run to the bomb, but is shot down. Carl is shot again, moving towards her and heals her instead, telling her to win before dying by her side. Edward uses a bazooka to kill the last enemy and stops the bomb with 1 second left. The sergeant congratulates them. Edward starts repeating the sergeant's speech, revealing he's been the company's inside man all along. The simulation ends. Men in black sedate Shelley and clean the building, disposing of bodies. The server deletes player info and shuts down. The next morning, Shelley wakes in her normal clothes. Edward, in a suit, is helping the crew. He gives her the cash prize. When she threatens the police, he says no one will believe her. A man tries to sedate her, but Shelley fights back, injecting him instead. She steals his gun and shoots out all the parking lot lights. Edward sends his men after her, but Shelley, with her game experience, easily kills them. Edward begs for his life, but Shelley kills him without mercy. She leaves the building, leaving the money behind.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe the channel. Let's meet with new video. Have a nice day.